Hi everyone and welcome back. My name is Miss Bauman and I will be teaching you linear functions today. Just the basics, we're not going to go too in depth with it, but I will show you guesstimations of what our graph will look like once we put it into the y equals mx plus b standard form, and possibly what this looks like. I'm debating on how I feel about it, but we'll go with it, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to explain what this actually means. So y equals mx plus b is kind of the universal way of how we graph lines and how we kind of interpret them and how we solve for crazy things like this that kind of don't make any sense when you're just looking at it, okay? So the first thing that we're going to identify is the pieces of this, okay? So y equals is kind of just like saying, hey, this is the equation, okay? But don't get it mixed up with the y-intercept. So we're going to start with m. M equals our slope, okay? Equals slope. And I'm just doing this so if you're writing notes down, you got it, okay? So the second part is x right here. This always stays the same. So if my m right here is 2, x just follows along with it. And we'll go over more when we do these examples, okay? So the second part is b. B equals our y-intercept. Now don't get this confused with y equals. So kids would love to put b, like 4 equals 2x and then plus b. No, that's not what it is at all. Okay, so just remember, and this takes a little bit of a memorization, but I believe you guys can do it. B equals y is your y-intercept, okay? So let's start out with an example, okay? Let's just put the pieces together and make a linear function. So y equals, we're going to do it just piece by piece. So m equals 2, so put a 2 right there. X tags along down here. Plus, and then our b is 4. We're not going to put it here, right? We're going to put it where b's position is, which is 4. And what this kind of looks like, we're going to guesstimate. We're not going to do an approximation just because we are focusing more on how to position these numbers into the equation. So guesstimating 4 is about right here. Or actually, guesstimating, that is the x-axis. Just slap myself on the wrist for that. And this is the y-axis, okay? We're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then since we have a positive slope, we're not going to go down this way, we're going to go up, okay? So we're going to go over or up 2, so 1, 2, and then over 1, up 2, over 1, and this kind of runs in my y-axis. Let me just clarify the line for you. Okay? And it's going to look something like this. Again, this is a guesstimation, and I did run through my y-axis, so sorry about that. So don't necessarily write this down unless you know how to properly graph your linear function, okay? The second part that we're going to focus on is a negative, something that has a negative slope, and just so happenly has a negative y-intercept as well. Okay? So let's do it again. So y equals m negative 2 x plus negative 4. So get rid of that plus, by the way. So it's very usual for kids and even myself, because you want to go plus b, right? No, since we have a negative right there, we're going to put a negative 4, okay? So what this kind of looks like is this, okay? Guesstimating again, we're going to say negative 4 is probably about right here, okay? And we're going to go down 2 and over 1, because technically this is negative 2 over 1. And the whole thing with this is rise over run, okay? All right, so we're going to go down 2 because it's negative, so 1, 2, kind of right there, and then over 1, okay? And we have a point right here as well, okay? And guesstimating again, not approximate, okay? So I'm going to say 2, down 2 right here, over 1, and we have a negative line, okay? So the difference, remember, positive is going this way, negative is going like something like that, like how it looks right there, okay? So if it's going in this direction, it's positive. If it's going in this direction, kind of like this sort of line, it's negative. All right? The last thing that we're going to be focusing on today is turning something that looks a little funky, like this one, into terms of y equals mx plus b. Okay? So, when you first look at this, you're probably like, I have no idea what this means, and it looks too difficult, but in reality, we can solve for y and get our equation. All right? So, the first thing that I would do, this is going to be just a little bit of algebra, okay? But it's no big deal. So you're going to minus 2x. I like to cross it out just to say it's no longer on this side, minus 2x, and then divide by negative 5, okay? Now, this looks complicated, but it's not, okay? So, the first thing that we want to do, what did we talk about before that always goes first in this, is the slope. Followed along with the x, okay? So the thing that has the slope, and let's use a different color marker for this. So our slope is right here, but we have to divide it by negative 5 as well. Okay, so these are kind of connected in a way. All right, so a negative divided by a negative is always positive. So let's bring back our black marker. Whoops. Okay, so this is 2 over 5 followed along by an x. Okay? And then we're going to have to divide negative 25 by negative 5. So a negative divided by a negative is always positive. So this is going to be plus 5 because negative 5 times negative 5, or negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25. And this is your answer. And I have another video that goes over on how to do the slope with something that looks like an actual fraction versus just a whole number like we had, which is 2 and negative 2. So that is all for today. Stay tuned, there will be more coming.